Got in the power rankings, top down from 5-1 this week. At number 5, the Baltimore Ravens. They pulled out a huge win in one of the great games of the year, beating Cincy on the road. They started 0-2, and now they've won 3 straight games against some really good football teams. The offense under Todd Monken has been unbelievable, led by Lamar. The true sign of a tough team is running the football and stopping the run. And you guessed it right, the Ravens number 1 in both categories. Yep, Bill Belichick approves of that. They got the Commanders this week. Let's see how they do against this young stud, Jaden Daniels. At number 4, the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I got them. I'm covering them this week. But they're coming off their bye week, and I'm fired up for the Lions-Cowboys in America's Game of the Week in Dallas. Jared Goff, that Lions are so impressive offensively against Seattle like they were in Week 4. Especially that 100% completion percentage from Jared. What? I never even did that. It was a big game as the Cowboys are coming off a last-minute win over Pittsburgh. This is one to watch. At number 3, the Houston Texans. They're 4-1. They got my number 3 spot for the second straight week. Yeah, it was a little up and down, but they got it done when it mattered. Fairburn drilled a 59-yard field goal against Buffalo with no time left. I'm hoping Nico Collins can get healthy, and props to the D stepping up against Josh Allen. There's a lot of reasons to love the Texans, but guess what? They got 3 of their next 4 on the road, starting with the trip to Foxborough on Sunday. At number 2, the Minnesota Vikings. They're 5-0. Everybody knows that. That was totally expected, right? Especially with J.J. McCarthy getting hurt. But guess what? Sam Darnold comes in. He kept it rolling as the Vikings stay undefeated. They won in London, an international road victory. Congrats, that Vikings D. They're killing it, playing at a high level in every area. They picked off Aaron Rodgers 3 times. Every single defensive category, they're one of the best in the league right now. They get a little rest before they got Detroit in Week 7. At number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, they're 5-0. We knew that, and we actually kind of expected that too. They continue to find a way. They've dealt with a lot of injuries this year. Patrick was unfazed early going against a really tough Saints D. They're a total, complete football team. They can win on offense. They can win on defense. They can win with the running game and the pass game. They're good in a lot of areas, and they're number 1 on my list until someone can find a way to take them out. Some great games this coming weekend. Let's see who finishes atop the power rankings after Week 6. It's a great week of football. These are the 3 guys that I thought that stood out above everybody else. First up is Kirk Cousins versus Tampa Bay. He set a Falcons record with over 500 yards passing. He threw 4 touchdowns on the night. There was a walk-off touchdown in overtime to complete the comeback. Kirk, man, you got that clutch gene in you right now. All season long, on all 3 of their wins, he's had game-winning drives. Unbelievable effort.
Big Kirkle wakes up dripping like this.
Got Carolina in Carolina, who's only 1-4 this week. We'll see if they can keep it going. Lamar Jackson versus Cincinnati. That was an incredible game. Lamar was a human highlight reel. What an incredible overtime win over the Bengals. He's been unbelievable this season. And this is one record that I would have no chance to ever complete. He's the first player in history to have 300 pass yards, 50 rush yards, and 4 touchdowns in multiple games. Truly incredible. A great team win by Baltimore. They overcame a 10-point deficit in the last 6 minutes of the game. That's 3 straight wins for the Ravens. They started 0-2. You know who they got this week? Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. I can't wait to watch that one. And last, Patrick Surtain. He's been on lockdown all year. He had 2 picks. He had a 100-yard pick 6 last week against the Raiders. He locked down this year Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Mike Evans. I know. Sean Payton, Vance Joseph, what a great job you guys have done this year. You've had a great defensive scheme and unit all year long, and Patrick's been one of the top dogs. Yeah, Patrick, I was picked off by your dad twice too. Not that I really wanted to bring that up, but I guess it's in the genes. Great job. Those are my 3 stars from Week 5. Let's see who stars in Week 6.
Much time because Doggy's been talking too damn much all day long, and we couldn't do it yesterday because of the whole Aaron Rodgers breaking news involving the firing of Robert Saleh. So that's the situation right now. We don't have to take long here. You see my list right there. The Commanders, the way Jaden Daniels is balling and the way that they're looking right now. The Ravens, because they're on the come up looking strong. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry looking like they're about to take over. The Lions are still relevant, only one loss. We know how legit they are. The Vikings are undefeated, led by Brian Flores' defense. You still got Jefferson and Addison and the boys. And of course, the Chiefs are undefeated. Patrick Mahomes continues to showcase his greatness. Travis Kelce throwing underhanded passes, trying to rival Patrick Mahomes in that regard. He don't look like a tight end. He look like a damn point guard. All of these things are happening right now. The Chiefs, Vikings, Lions, Ravens, Commanders. Those are my top 5 teams.
Kimberly.
I'm going to give Steven a D- because the only thing he got right was the Commanders at 5.
Oh.
Vikings, Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, then Commanders.
Why is she even a part of this judgment? I mean, why?
I actually think it's a great list. It's the first time. I think we should do him a lot faster because he does better work. I mean, when he has to think about it, he train wrecks it. So this is one of the best lists he's ever done. I mean, I didn't have to hear you talk. It's even better. That's perfect.
I could have put the Texans in there.
Everybody loves to hear me talk now. Come on.
Yeah, you could have put the Texans in there 4-1. You could have thought about Green Bay, maybe over Washington. But I'm with you. He did a decent job with James.
Decent.
I'm going to give him a solid
What's
B+.
the grade? What's the grade, Doggy, Saturday?
B+.
Yeah, I'll give you a B+. I'll give you a B+. I like
Why
it.
is it not an A?
Well, they would do a little tweaking. I do a little tweaking.
What would you can't say that's a good list and then say,
I think all his 5 are right. I would probably say Commanders over the Ravens until I'm going to pick the Ravens over the Commanders. But that's what I would have done.
This is why I'm in the segment, because you guys do your own little thing. If you got to tweak it and move things around, it's not a perfect list. That's why I said B+.
I said B+ for him. I mean, it's 4 and 5. It's the 2.
That's
and they play this weekend, which makes it even better.
Why don't you just go? Well, you know what, Kimberly? Just because you did that, gave me that D, every city you're going to is going to be a bad weather city the rest of the season. Walk it down. Rain, snow, you're going to be freezing. You're going to be up there on NFL Countdown going like this. Why? Just because.
Okay,
Just because.
I'm actually going to Dallas this weekend.
Oh, really?
Inside.
Well, then he'll get you on the
hurricane in
Southwest in the back of the plane.
The hurricane in Florida, it may not be a hurricane there, but that weather, some of that weather going to get down there. Mark it down. Mark it down. It's coming.
You don't want to miss today on the McAfee program. You have it next. Aaron Rodgers live to react to the Saleh firing news. That's directly following First Take right here on ESPN. We're back in a second.
Can't wait for Friday show at Tennessee State HBCUs.
Okay, so this is basically the silhouette shape of the head. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to define the line where the eyes are later on. And once again, I just use my thumb on the edge of the paper as an extension to work like a ruler in order to make a clear, straight line. And there you can see that the line of the eyes is just in the middle of the head. The next step is to split up the lower part into 3 pieces, which are exactly the same size. So this is the point of the center of the lip, and underneath we have the lower lip. The edge of the circle just represents the nose. Now we can continue with adding the face features. So let's start off with the eyes. And we basically start to mark the center point of each half of the head on the right side and on the left side. This is now the point where the pupils are later on. And now we separate all the spaces in between the gaps just into halves. So now we have the width of our eyes. And if you're feeling like you've done something wrong at this point, you can check yourself and the drawing by measuring the distance between both eyes. Because The distance, or I mean the gap between both eyes, just has to be one size of the width of the eye. Now it's time to decide where the nose has to be in your face. So the width of the nose is just the distance between both eyes. And the tip of the nose is just the point where the circle and the center line crosses each other. I just mark the spot where the nose, the eyes and the mouth is, and later on I just add a little bit more details. This step is just to know where the features are in the face. Next step is the center line of the lip. So what I mean is the point where the upper lip and the lower lip are coming together. The width of the lip depends on the person that you are drawing, but specifically for this case we are just drawing a overall face. So the width at all is just from pupil to pupil. The center line of the big circle, which I redefine here, is the edge of the eyebrow later on. There is only one feature left in our construction, and this is the ear. And the height of the ear is basically between the line of the eyes and the line of the nose. So in between those both lines, there are the ears. So now that we've constructed all the features of the head, we can go on to add some details of the eyes, nose, mouth and ears. I use a dark blue pencil in order to add a little bit more contrast into the drawing. If you want to learn a little bit more about how to draw the face features, then click on this video right here in the corner and I'll show you a little bit more detailed version of drawing the face features like the eyes, the nose, the lips and the ears. One quick tip that I have for you is that the pupil is cut off a little bit by the upper lid. As you can see, the circle of the pupil doesn't go all around. It's just a little bit cut off at the upper side. And now when we draw the other side of the face, this is the point where most of the people make a common mistake. Like they are thinking the other side of the half has to be mirrored from the right side, which isn't correct. Like in your opinion, it means like, okay, when the right eye looks like this, then the left eye should look exactly the same like this, but flipped around. And this is not correct. So when you draw a portrait from a reference photo later on and you have to observe the image in a very detailed and correct way, you can clearly see that the lid or the lashes or anything at both eyes has little